Lewis, are you going to be going shopping on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving?
I have never done that, and I will never do that.
You know, I actually had, when I was in high school, I worked at the now defunct Circuit City. And I had to be there on Black Friday. I think, one year it was at like 7 a.m. And then the next year it was at 6 a.m. And then fortunately, before it got completely crazy and they went out of business anyway, I was no longer working there. They're opening earlier and earlier now, and it was always a nightmare. People would be lined up early. Now some places are actually going to be opening Thanksgiving night. And I got an email actually from one of my former managers at Circuit City, Sean, saying, not sure if I missed it on one of your shows, but I was wondering how you felt about the extended hours of retail associates that certain retailers are forcing upon their staff and, as important, their customers. Being a former electronic sales associate yourself, how would you feel about being forced to work on the actual holiday? Well, I think the question is, what is being set up front, right? I mean, usually when you're hired, you can ask for, or there's a list of the holidays that pertain to that company, right? And as part of the hiring, usually you also fill out an availability. So later, if you never said you were available on Sundays and you were hired, you can refer back and say, my initial availability that I was hired based upon didn't say I was available Sundays. In theory, you wouldn't be able to be reprimanded for not being available Sundays in that case. So my question is, when people are hired now at these retail stores, are they told Thanksgiving is no longer a holiday? In other words, the store is not closed, and that's a day where, if in theory Thursdays you are available, in the case of Thanksgiving, or Friday, either Thursday I think we're talking about here, you have to work, or you can be technically considered unavailable, job abandonment. I don't know what the policies are now.
Yeah, I have no idea, and I can't really speak to the sales,
Sure.
but in the restaurant business, I mean, I think it's pretty much assumed that if you work at a place that does some type of Thanksgiving dinner, you're going to need everyone, and you're going to be working, and if you're lucky, you can get out early.
Well,
But
the other side of this is forcing the schedule upon the customers, right? Because in a way, if people really need the 39-cent surge protectors, for example, that might be on sale on insane blowout at some place, right? They probably only have, I don't know, a few hundred or 50, depending on the size of the store. So if they're opening at 7 a.m., you have to be there who knows what time to get one of those. But if now they're opening the previous night at 10 p.m., in a sense, it could be argued that schedule is being forced upon you. Of course, the counter argument would be, maybe you can find a 39-cent surge protector somewhere else. Maybe you don't need to spend all night at a retail store to get the 39-cent surge protector. And by the way, when we average in the cost of gas, some of these super cheap items, are you really saving that much if you're driving? Depends. There's a lot of factors. Where are you driving from? What's the cost of the item? How discounted is it? What can you get it for just by going online, for example, on Amazon.com?
I can't imagine that there's any situation in which you could save more by going to a store than by purchasing something online.
I disagree with that. Sometimes there are these super blowout items where it's $25 minus a $25 mail-in rebate, and you can get it for free, and maybe you're talking about $4 worth of gas. That's definitely a saving. The question is, what's your time worth? What is your time worth? And I think that's different for everybody.
Very true.
But as far as the employment policy,
And what is your body worth? Is it worth getting trampled at Walmart?
potentially killed in some cases.
Yeah, people have died.
Yeah. Well, so, I think the policy, if you're told up front when you get hired, Thanksgiving is a working day, that's your call to make. Let's take a break. We will be back. We'll talk about the even more Republican debates. We'll read your emails. A lot more stuff going on. Stay tuned.